is Joe Becker. Welcome to K-State. Welcome to the Ag Safety Awareness Program. This is our 27th year. This is our location proper. We've got about 4,000 acres here south of town. The people that are on our planning committee, this is a joint venture between the Research Center here, Farm Bureau, and K-State Research and Extension, the Extension office downtown. You probably noticed we've got some people missing. We've had 3 accidents already this morning. We never know when they're going to happen, but they happened. And so consequently, those people are not here.
My name is Andrea Webb. I'm a 17-year-old student at McPherson High School in central Kansas. On a sunny June Saturday, I was working for my family during wheat harvest. Harvest time is always an exciting time of year. Everyone in the family is doing their part to get the wheat harvested and hauled to the elevator for storage. The field my dad was cutting and was yielding well, so he decided a truckload should be put in a bin at the home place for seed wheat. He can then sow more of the same variety in the field next fall for next year's harvest. That afternoon, I was to auger wheat from the grain truck into a grain bin. Boys had set everything up that morning. They had the door in the bin roof open and the auger put in place. All I had to do was drive the small grain truck to the home place and unload the truckload of wheat into the bin. I had helped my brother Mark do this last year, so it was no big deal. And besides, they were getting delayed at the elevator and getting their trucks to the field just in time before the combine and grain cart were full. The harvest production was great for everybody in the area. I was so happy to be out working with the rest of my family. I was doing fine with my assigned task. I lined the back of the truck with the auger like my brothers taught me. I got the motor of the auger started and unloaded the truck, and was cleaning up the grain that always spills over. I was just about to finish. I had my foot on the side of the old metal hopper box, shoveling the grain into the loud, rattling, empty auger. Don't know why my foot was up there. Guess I always saw Dad do it that way. My foot slipped off the edge of the hopper box, and the shoelace of my Nike was caught in the auger. Instantly, my foot was pulled into the auger. Fortunately, the gasoline engine powering the grain auger quickly died from being plugged with the slug of shoe, foot, etc. Because I was working alone, there was no one to help me. Before passing out, I was able to call for help from my cell phone that I happened to have in my pocket.
So, we're talking about gases today. What do you guys know about gases? Is there gas in this room right now?
Yeah.
Like what?
Oxygen.
Oxygen? How do we know oxygen's in here right now?
We're breathing.
Because our bodies are breathing, right? It tells us. The air, all around us, right? That's a gas, right? What do we know about it? Is it toxic?
Yes.
No, it's not toxic.
It could be dead.
It's not toxic. Matter of fact, it's life-sustaining. We need the air to live, right?
Yeah.
What else do we know about it? Okay, so it's odorless, it's colorless, it's non-toxic. Where do we get the fossil fuels from?
T-Rexes.
The T-Rexes, right? Over millions of years, the plants and all of the dead animals and the pressure, and pretty soon they squeeze and they turn into oil and gas. So it's a fossil fuel. We get it out of the ground. Make sense? Anybody wonder why that smells now? Because when we took it out of the ground, it did not. Yeah, we added smell, right? Now, we could have chose any smell. It could have smelled like pizza. But we chose something different. We chose a unique smell. Nothing else smells like this. Once you smell this, you will recognize this for the rest of your life. So, why do we put something in it that smells? Right, if we can't see it, and we can't taste it, right? If we don't know it's there, the only way we can do is put something in that smells. So, any type of energy like gas or propane, when it burns to its maximum efficiency, it burns a blue, almost a clear. But when it burns a yellow, red, or orange, the mixture's not right. Too much air, too much something, right? Something's just not right. And when that happens, it brightens up. So when you have a furnace that's burning yellow and orange, what are you getting? You're getting light energy, not heat energy. Little test for you guys or for your parents. Tonight, have them look in your furnace. They see yellow, red, or orange, they gotta get it cleaned or fixed. Have them look in the water heater. They see yellow, red, or orange, they gotta get it fixed. Because if something burns yellow, red, or orange, it doesn't mean it's not complete combustion, which means there's things left over. One of the products that is left over is carbon monoxide. Let me tell you about this one. You can't see, it's a gas. It is extremely toxic. You can't see it, you can't smell it. It's not heavier than air, but it's not lighter than air either. It's kind of just static. And it's going to move anywhere it can. And if you breathe that stuff, you're going to get sick and you can die. So if it's burning red, yellow, or orange, you got to get that thing fixed. It's a little trick that you guys can do. So it takes 4 things to create an explosion. Guess what they are? First, fuel. That's number 1. Ignition, heat. That's number 2. Oxygen. 3. Contained space, right? Outside we have gas fires. Inside we have gas explosions because it's contained. And that's important to know. They act completely different. Okay, so I have my house. I'm going to put fuel to it. My flame, by the way, is a little sparker. You guys see that one?
Yeah, you're not gonna.
So, hey, what else do we need? We've got galvanized sparkers. We have our contained space. We put the lid on it. Oh, we need air, right? Enough air in there?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to start putting it in. Is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough?
Yes, yeah. It's fun.
Okay, didn't work. What happened? Let me give you guys a hint before we run out of time. Gas only explodes between 5 and 15%. Gas, but it has to be oxygen. What do you think?
We have too much gas.
Too much gas, right? What did I just do?
Oxygen?
And left? Yes. Okay, about it. Woo! There you go! Of course you get got it just right, didn't we? That was fun, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, didn't explode right away. Why not? Too much. It was wrong. It was just wrong. We had too much gas, not enough air. We don't know that. You can't tell by your nose which is too much and which is not enough. Only with special equipment can you do that. So the procedures you guys follow when you smell, that smell is the same no matter what. Okay? You try to eliminate one of the 4 things. Make sense?
Good afternoon, I'm Rachel Boyle. I work for K-State Research and Extension in Phillips and Rooks counties, so just the counties there to the north of you here. Who can tell me what an ATV stands for? All-terrain vehicle, very good. And that can be a vehicle with 3 or more wheels. These are not designed to be used on public roads. That would include our county roads. For those of you out in the agriculture community or farmers, they're not supposed to be on the county rock roads either, okay?
Never carry passengers.
Never carry passengers. How many of you are guilty of this one? Okay. We want to keep everybody safe. This particular style ATV is only designed for one person, and that's the driver, never any passengers. A lot of people see this area up here. How many of you have carried a passenger up here? Okay, how about on the back? Yep. A lot of people or, families, even dads with kids, they'll put them there on the back, okay? We don't want to carry passengers. Just like driving a car, we do not want you operating a ATV under the influence, okay? And I'll mention the same thing goes with texting. No texting and driving, no texting and driving on ATVs either. So just just in recap and just to go over what we went over, here's our safety gear that we're wearing every time. We have a nice model here. She's got a helmet that she's wearing every time. Her goggles, gloves, over the ankle boots, long pants, long sleeve shirt. Okay, every time she's riding that ATV. Here's our proper fit for our ATV. See if they can reach the handlebars and the brake. Okay, they're showing the clearance here. How much clearance did we want from the seat of the ATV to our bus? 3 to 6 inches. Okay, we want a nice feet to our footrest so we can fit in that. A good angle to our legs and our elbows so that we know that machine fits us properly. Things for you to look at home, okay, when you go to measure that ATV for yourself. When you're planning your trip, every time, there are ATV safety courses that you can take, as well as a rider course. So if you're wanting practice in operating an ATV, you can go to the ATV Safety Institute. They have what they call an e-course or an online course that'll take you through some different things, and then you can go to that driving training as well. Okay, we talked about carrying the gun. Okay, we want a case for our gun. Never transport your gun while it's loaded or setting it across your lap. Okay, and then see here, he's going to buy us a case and he's going to do it right from here on out. Okay.
This is Alicia Bohr. She's the extension agent from Barton County. We affiliated with Ellis County, Barton County, so we're fortunate to have her on our team here now, and she's going to talk to you about animal safety.
Okay, how many of you guys have animals at your house? Even a dog, cat, rabbit? Most people at least have something, but we are going to talk mainly about livestock. A little bit of my background, I actually have a lot of experience working in zoos. I worked 15 years in zoos with either exotic and also domestic animals, worked with some of the rarest breeds of cows. A fun fact for the day, do you know that there is a cow out there that there are fewer of them than the great giant panda in the world? There's about 100 left. So, and we see our Angus cows that are everywhere, the black cows. The original Angus that's over still in the England, the Great Britain area, called the Aberdeen Angus, there's less than about 400 to 500 left. So cows can be rare too, and I used to always say that when I worked in the zoo, that everybody thinks, oh, we need to save the tiger. Well, we also need to save some of our cows. So I do have a little bit of experience with working safely around just basically any animal that you can think of, I've probably worked with. One of the things that when we think about livestock animals, do you consider them a predator animal or a prey animal? Prey? Do you know how to tell if an animal, like if a cow sees you, it immediately knows that you are a predator. Do you know how that animal knows that you are a predator and you want to eat it without ever being told from its mom? Its mom's not going to sit there and go, okay, look, see that person right there? He wants to eat you, so you need to go over here. So he does it.
Instinct.
Correct. Now, we do have instinct. It gets kind of molded down as we learn more and more things in our brains. What is a physical trait that is different between us and them? Look at his eyes. Do you see how wide set his eyes are? It allows him to see pretty much almost all the way around him. That is basically an evolutionary response, because the animals that did not have wide eyes to be able to see the predator sneaking up behind them got ate. And so the ones that had the wider eyes that allowed them to be able to see, let's say, the coyote or the wolf or any kind of predator behind them sneaking up on them where they were able to walk away from them, those are the ones who survived. So that is one of the major things that you can tell between a predator and a prey. Now, what is an animal that we keep in our house that is a predator? Dogs and cats. If you look at your dog, its eyes are more towards the front. And that's so that you have depth perception. You need, with our eyes closer to the front, it allows us to be able to judge distances. and it allows us to be able to basically leap and grab the prey animal and be accurate about it. They would not be as accurate about that because theirs is more about vision all the way around. Just final thoughts, what I've gone through. First of all, use their instincts to your advantage, but be calm about it. If you be calm and if you use what you have versus what they have, you will be able to work with them a lot easier and a lot quicker than if you're trying to use fear tactics. And also, by working them calmly, you have a lot less chance of getting hurt.
The EMTs and Sheriff's Department were able to find my location through the GPS in my phone. Evidently, I passed out before I could tell them where I was. From the road, as my brother Mark was passing by our farmstead, he saw the flashing blue and red emergency lights. It seemed almost instantly my whole family was there, watching helplessly as the firemen did their work to free me from the grain auger. After emergency responders arrived, it took about over an hour and a half for them to unwrap my Nike, the sock, and my foot from the auger. I will never forget the look on my dad's face as he stood there helplessly with my mom quietly crying on his shoulder. Mom got to where she couldn't watch as the EMS men and some of the neighboring farmers untangled me from the auger shaft. The pain. There is no way to describe or explain it. The EMTs had already administered painkiller. It might have been morphine. Does it matter? In the meantime, the Eagle Med helicopter had arrived. As soon as my condition stabilized after the extraction, I was moved to the helicopter. Mom came with me as we were flown to Via Christi Hospital, St. Francis in Wichita, for immediate orthopedic surgery. The month prior to the accident, I had received honors as the Canton-Galva High School record setter for the 100-meter sprint. But any hopes to further my running career has likely ended. My right leg was removed but just below the knee. There is only one main artery left in my leg after the accident. Bleeding was the major issue at the accident scene, and from what I understand, they were worried about all the blood I had already lost. I had 5 surgeries the first 6 weeks. In mid-October, there was a skin graft, and I had to deal with complications of high fevers and hives. I'm not sure of any further surgeries at this time, but expect there will be a few more. I have extensive physical therapy. It's really difficult. Looking back, getting into shape for track season was so easy. Fortunately, Wichita has facilities experienced in handling military amputees, but it is over 90 minutes from home. I stayed in a recovery facility in Wichita for a few weeks. Fortunately, only my lower leg was removed. The doctors claim I should recover quickly. It's already been 7 months since the incident. Maybe they mean I will quickly start walking without the aid of a wheelchair or crutches after I get my newest model leg. It's now February. I have returned to school. Maybe I can get one of those metal spring legs, like I see the military guys wear. Despite bouts of extreme pain and depression, I remain optimistic to recover and move on with my life. Things have recently changed since my accident. My brother Tom is now married and has taken over the farm operation. Dad has decided to retire from farming. I don't know why. He doesn't go outside much. I worry about him. Dad's decided that he and Mom will buy a house in McPherson and let Tom move on to the farmhouse. Mom tries to keep a positive atmosphere for the family. I try to do my part as well. The community, especially my friends, have been so supportive. Don't know what I'd have done without them and Twitter. I plan to start running soon, maybe by harvest time.